Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to present to you angel wings. I had a few of the subscribers, you guys who are watching, asking for that recipe. So finally today I decided to do it. There is a couple other variations for the angel wings. The dough itself requires a lot of folding and stretching and making sure the dough is airy, full of air. So if you want to use your hands, it is going to be kind of hard on your joints, muscles. So for today, I will take my mixer, bring it here and just use my mixer. If I mix it for 12 minutes, that will be enough. The easier recipes, two variations, call for either beer, the alcohol, to put in, and the third one, well, today is the basic. Then another is with the beer. And the third variation is using mascarpone. But mascarpone cheese will change the texture of it, so it's not going to be exactly the same as the original angel wings. When you roll your dough should be very thin. When you use mascarpone cheese, the dough will be a little bit thicker and a little bit more gooier. I will eventually do all three of them just to show you and give you the options of, sometimes maybe you want to change it, you don't want to play with it for too long, you don't have the mixer and your hands are tired of mixing the dough. I would say this is the hardest thing, spending time to mix the dough for that long. So another important thing is to use a glass of strong alcohol. I have rum here, but if you don't have rum, you can also use vinegar. That's another thing. I love rum personally because it gives me a little bit more flavor. I like to mix very strong with a little bit of mango rum to it. So, there is this mango flavor in there. And for me, that works great. And that will prevent the dough to get too oily. You don't want the oil getting in your crust because then it's not going to be that crunchy. And believe me, you won't feel the alcohol in there. This one shot is not gonna make a difference if it comes to tasting the alcohol, but your dough will thank you for it and your mouth will thank you for it. So let's get started and get the angel wings going. And the Polish name for it is Chrust. Chrust it is today. Welcome again, thank you for watching. For angel wings, I will need 2.5 cups of flour, which is about 350 grams. And it's important you do weight it. You put it on a scale and make sure it is exactly that amount, because if you put too much flour, they're not gonna be that crunchy and light. 6 tablespoons of sour cream, 5 egg yolks. I use 5 because my eggs were small. 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and I added some vanilla sugar to it, and 1 shot of rum. If you don't have rum, again, you can use vinegar, and also a pinch of salt. And this is what I need for the angel wings. For this specific recipe, you don't need any baking powder or baking soda or yeast. This is all you need. So let's put the flour in. Egg yolks, and if you get a little bit of the egg whites, it is okay. Sour cream, butter, sugar, and that shot of rum. I'll mix it a little bit, and when the ingredients are mixed together, I'll bring my mixer and put the dough in it. And I can get that dough in my mixer, and it will take about at least 12 minutes. I can take a coffee break. And as you notice, there is not much sugar in the dough itself, because when you fry dough in hot oil with lots of sugar, your dough will burn. We don't want to burn angel wings. On the ends, they are very thin and fluffy and light. When you put powdered sugar on them, you will have all the sweetness you need. My mixer can rest now. Its job is done. It's nice to have a mixer, but it does weigh a little bit, so that's why you see me using the regular standard little mixer most of the time. So a little bit flour, and let's get the dough out. Scraper is a wonderful tool to have. So I'll dip my hands in flour and just beat my dough a little bit more to get the air in. First time I've done it, I laughed. I'm fighting with the dough. I'm beating the dough. But that's what you have to do. I'll divide it, take probably 1/3 of it, and the rest needs to be covered. My oil is preheating right now. This piece I will need to roll out very thin. It's really stretchy, it's very soft, great. And this is because it was in the mixer for 14 minutes. So I have my measurement tape because I know everything in a metric system, but not the English when I work with in the kitchen. Usually I have about 2.5 centimeters for how wide I want to cut those, and that is a little over 1 inch. And now the length, usually 10 centimeters, which is 4 inches. I don't want to be very detailed and measure every single one, but be close to those numbers. And did I mention my oil is preheating? Perfect temperature for oil to fry this dough is about 350. If you have thermometer, that's a great tool to have. So if I wanted to be precise, which I'm not an artist, I just like to cook for the flavor, not necessarily for the looks. That's why I would never be into decorating cakes. I just have no patience for that. I want to do it fast and I want to enjoy it. Well, of course, I don't want it to look bad, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be the prettiest one. The perfect dough would have about 20 centimeters, because it takes about 10 centimeters for one, which is about a little bit over 4 inches. So I'm almost there. And I know it's not always like that. So whatever you have left over, you will just have to roll it again. That means I can cut this in half. And the first one will be smaller. Okay, I don't do that when I cook at home, but this is just for the video here. So about 2.5 centimeters, so about this. If I did this, oh, it would drive me nuts. I'm very practical. I like things done. So I have this done. And now the cut. The cut doesn't have to be big, because if you make it too big, too long, it will lose its shape. Just enough so you have space to twist it around. That's all you do. Small cut in the middle. Turn it around. Twist it. Small cut. Twist it. And it's very stretchy, so if you pull it too hard, it will stretch more. Okay, another one. Small cut. Pull it through. Okay, this one will be a little bit smaller. Okay, pull it through. Let's take care of this now. Okay, pull it through. Beautiful. I think I will just cover this part, because like I mentioned before, I do not want to put too many of them at once when I fry them. And let's fry the ones that we have. And here we go. And of course, you need to have tweezers like that a little bit longer, so you make sure that the oil doesn't splash any part of your body. At 350, 360, it is a danger zone. And here it is. ready. It's really fast because they are so thin, and you can see how crispy it is. So now, time to take them out. So those pieces will go with the other half of the dough that's waiting. So again, the cut, small, so you have quite a bit of space left in between. And then through that hole, see how big it is? It's not big at all. Okay, small cuts. And through the hole. And as you can see, 350 right now. So that's about 170 Celsius. And as you can see, it's ready. It takes only 30-40 seconds if the temperature is right. So if you have too many, then it takes time to take them out. And again, the amount of time you spend on them is not gonna be the same. So some of them might burn. And the little detail, I want to lay them flat because if I don't, they will bend and then one half will stick to the other and they will lose its shape. So flat, going into the oil. And again, it will take only 30-40 seconds for it to get done on one side and then the other side. So you cannot put too many of them because the time you spend on throwing them in won't be the same for all of them. And it takes a little bit of time to take them out. And again, you don't know which ones you threw in first. So which one do you take out first? The more you have, the more time you spend on them. Now those beautiful bubbles. And now I can take them all out. And I gotta hurry so none of them get burnt. And the next step, put some powdered sugar on and enjoy them. Thank you for watching. Just the right amount of sweetness. Those can be addictive because they are so light, you can eat a lot and not even feel it. I have to leave some for my children. Cheers. The crunch, very good.
I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups all around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here, my scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0, if you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in, and it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back, it comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups, all of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.